In today's unpredictable world, having a solid emergency fund is more critical than ever. Whether it's unexpected medical expenses, a sudden job loss, or a natural disaster, having a financial safety net can provide peace of mind and help you navigate through tough times. But building and maintaining an emergency fund requires strategy and discipline. In this video, we will delve into the essentials of emergency fund planning and explore effective strategies to help you create a robust financial cushion. We will provide expert insights and practical tips on how much to save, where to keep your emergency fund, and strategies for growing it over time. Moreover, we will address common concerns and challenges that people face when building an emergency fund, such as balancing debt repayment and saving simultaneously, dealing with unexpected expenses, and overcoming the temptation to dip into the fund for non-emergency purposes. Whether you're just starting to build your emergency fund or looking to optimize your existing one, this video will equip you with the knowledge and tools to secure your financial future and ensure that you're prepared for any unexpected curveballs life may throw your way. The importance of an emergency fund. Having an emergency fund is crucial for financial stability and peace of mind. It provides a safety net that can help you cover unforeseen expenses without resorting to high-interest loans or credit cards. An emergency fund acts as a buffer, allowing you to navigate through difficult times without derailing your long-term financial goals. One of the primary reasons to have an emergency fund is to protect yourself from unexpected job loss. In today's rapidly changing job market, layoffs and downsizing are becoming increasingly common. Having a financial cushion can provide you with the time and resources needed to find a new job or explore other career options without falling into financial hardship. Furthermore, an emergency fund can help you deal with unexpected medical expenses. Even with insurance, medical bills can quickly add up, especially if you require specialized treatments or surgeries. Having a dedicated fund for medical emergencies can alleviate the stress and financial burden, allowing you to focus on your health and recovery. Lastly, an emergency fund is essential for handling unexpected home or car repairs, natural disasters, or other unforeseen events. These situations often require immediate attention and can be financially draining. With a well-funded emergency fund, you can address these issues promptly without worrying about where the money will come from. In summary, an emergency fund is a crucial component of financial planning. It provides a safety net that protects you from unexpected expenses, job loss, and other financial setbacks. By having a dedicated fund, you can maintain financial stability and peace of mind, allowing you to focus on your long-term goals. How much should you save in your emergency fund? Determining how much to save in your emergency fund depends on several factors, including your monthly expenses, income stability, and potential risks specific to your situation. While there is no one-size-fits-all answer, financial experts generally recommend saving 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. To calculate your ideal emergency fund target, start by assessing your monthly expenses. Consider essential costs such as rent, mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, and minimum debt payments. Exclude discretionary expenses like dining out or entertainment. Multiply this figure by the number of months you want to cover. For example, if your monthly expenses are $2,000 and you want to cover 6 months, your target emergency fund amount would be $12,000. However, it's essential to adapt this guideline to your specific circumstances. If you have dependents, a higher income volatility, or work in an industry with limited job opportunities, you may want to aim for a larger emergency fund. On the other hand, if you have dual income sources or a stable job with excellent benefits, you might be comfortable with a smaller fund. Remember that your emergency fund should reflect your individual risk tolerance and personal circumstances. Take into account factors such as your job security, health, and support system when determining your target amount. Regularly reassess your situation and adjust your emergency fund accordingly. Setting financial goals for your emergency fund. Building an emergency fund requires setting clear financial goals and committing to regular saving. Start by establishing a target amount based on your monthly expenses and desired coverage period. Break down this target into achievable milestones to make your saving journey more manageable and rewarding. For example, if your target emergency fund amount is $12,000, you could set milestones of $2,000 increments. Celebrate each milestone reached, as it represents progress towards your ultimate goal. Consider rewarding yourself with a small treat or enjoyable experience to stay motivated throughout the savings process. Additionally, it's crucial to establish a timeline for reaching your emergency fund goal. Determine how many months or years you want to take to save the desired amount. Set realistic deadlines that align with your income and expenses. Remember that consistency is key, so ensure your timeline allows for regular contributions without stretching your finances too thin. By breaking down your emergency fund target into achievable milestones and setting a realistic timeline, you create a roadmap that guides your saving efforts. Regularly review and adjust your goals as your circumstances change to stay on track and motivated. Strategies for saving money for your emergency fund. Saving money for your emergency fund requires discipline and strategic planning. Here are some effective strategies to help you grow your fund steadily. Automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer from your paycheck to your emergency fund. By making saving a priority, you reduce the temptation to spend the money on non-essential items. Treat your emergency fund contributions as non-negotiable expenses. Cut unnecessary expenses. Review your monthly budget and identify areas where you can reduce spending. This could involve canceling unused subscriptions, cooking at home instead of eating out, or finding cheaper alternatives for certain products or services. Redirect the money saved towards your emergency fund. Increase your income. Explore opportunities to boost your income, such as taking on a side gig or freelancing. Use the additional funds earned to accelerate your emergency fund growth. Consider allocating a portion of any windfalls, such as tax refunds or bonuses, to your fund as well. Save windfall money. If you receive unexpected funds, like an inheritance or a monetary gift, consider putting a portion of it into your emergency fund. While it's tempting to splurge, remember that these windfalls can significantly contribute to your financial security. Track your spending. Keep a close eye on your expenses by tracking them regularly. This allows you to identify areas where you may be overspending and make necessary adjustments. Utilize budgeting apps or spreadsheets to simplify the process and gain a better understanding of your financial habits. By implementing these strategies, you can make significant progress towards building your emergency fund. Remember that every dollar saved brings you one step closer to financial security. Creating a budget to allocate funds to your emergency fund. Creating and sticking to a budget is essential for successful emergency fund planning. A budget helps you allocate your income efficiently, ensuring that you prioritize saving for your emergency fund while meeting other financial obligations. Start by documenting your monthly income and fixed expenses, such as rent, mortgage, utilities, and debt payments. Deduct these expenses from your income to determine how much discretionary income you have available. While it's important to enjoy the present, consider allocating a significant portion of your discretionary income to your emergency fund. Next, identify areas where you can reduce discretionary spending. This might involve cutting back on non-essential purchases or finding more affordable alternatives. Be intentional with your spending and focus on your long-term goals. Allocate the money saved to your emergency fund to accelerate its growth. It's crucial to regularly review and adjust your budget as necessary. Life circumstances and financial goals evolve, so your budget should adapt accordingly. Monitor your spending habits, track your progress, and make necessary changes to ensure that your budget aligns with your financial objectives. Remember that budgeting is not about depriving yourself of enjoyment but rather about making conscious choices that support your long-term financial well-being. By creating a budget that prioritizes your emergency fund, you're taking proactive steps towards financial security. Where to keep your emergency fund? Once you've started building your emergency fund, it's essential to choose the right place to keep your money. While you want your funds to be easily accessible in case of an emergency, it's equally important to ensure they are protected and can grow over time. Here are some options to consider. High-yield savings account. A high-yield savings account offers a higher interest rate than a regular savings account. It provides a safe and liquid option for your emergency fund. Look for accounts that have no or low fees and offer competitive interest rates. Online banks often offer higher rates due to lower overhead costs. Money market account. Money market accounts are similar to savings accounts but typically offer higher interest rates. They may have higher minimum balance requirements and limited check writing capabilities. Evaluate the terms and fees associated with money market accounts to choose the one that best suits your needs. Certificates of deposit, CDs. CDs allow you to lock in a fixed interest rate for a specific period, usually ranging from a few months to several years. While CDs offer higher interest rates than regular savings accounts, they come with the caveat of limited access to your funds until the maturity date. CDs are a suitable option if you have a well-funded emergency fund and want to earn a higher return. Roth IRA contributions. Roth IRAs are primarily retirement accounts, but they offer flexibility that can be useful for emergency funds. Contributions to a Roth IRA can be withdrawn penalty-free at any time, although it's generally recommended to leave retirement funds untouched. This option is suitable for individuals who have maximized their retirement contributions and have additional funds to allocate. Evaluate the pros and cons of each option based on your financial goals and risk tolerance. Remember that the primary purpose of your emergency fund is to provide quick access to funds in case of an emergency, so prioritize liquidity and safety over potential returns. When to use your emergency fund. Knowing when to use your emergency fund is crucial to ensure that it serves its intended purpose without being depleted unnecessarily. Here are some guidelines to help you determine when it's appropriate to tap into your emergency fund. Job loss. If you experience a sudden job loss or a significant decrease in income, your emergency fund can provide a financial cushion while you search for a new job or explore other income-generating opportunities. Use your emergency fund to cover essential expenses and maintain financial stability during this transitional period. Medical emergencies. Unexpected medical expenses can put a strain on your finances. If you find yourself facing high medical bills or require a costly procedure that insurance doesn't fully cover, utilizing your emergency fund can help alleviate the financial burden. Ensure you explore all available insurance options before using your emergency fund for medical expenses. Home or car repairs. When faced with unexpected repairs or maintenance expenses for your home or car, your emergency fund can cover the costs. These situations often require immediate attention, and having readily available funds can prevent you from going into debt or disrupting your daily life. Natural disasters. Natural disasters can cause significant damage to your property and belongings. If you're affected by a disaster and need to cover expenses related to repairs, temporary housing, or replacing essential items, your emergency fund can provide the necessary support. It's important to exercise discretion when using your emergency fund. Evaluate each situation carefully to determine if it truly qualifies as an emergency. Avoid using the fund for non-essential expenses or impulse purchases. By using your emergency fund judiciously, you can preserve its effectiveness and ensure you're adequately prepared for unforeseen circumstances. Replenishing your emergency fund after using it. Using your emergency fund should prompt you to take immediate action to replenish it. Treat the withdrawal as an urgent matter and prioritize rebuilding your fund to maintain financial security. Here are some steps to follow. Assess the situation. Evaluate the reason for tapping into your emergency fund and determine if there are any ongoing expenses or potential future emergencies that need to be considered. Understanding the circumstances will help you determine how quickly you need to replenish your fund. Adjust your budget. Review your budget and consider reallocating funds to prioritize savings for your emergency fund. Identify areas where you can reduce spending temporarily to boost your savings rate. Make saving for your emergency fund a non-negotiable expense in your budget. Increase your income. Explore opportunities to increase your income temporarily to accelerate the replenishing process. This could involve taking on additional work, freelancing, or finding other sources of income. Direct the extra money earned towards your emergency fund until it reaches its desired level. Set a timeline and milestones. Establish a realistic timeline for replenishing your emergency fund. Break down the target amount into smaller milestones and celebrate each milestone reached. This will help you stay motivated and on track throughout the replenishing process. By taking proactive steps and adjusting your budget and income sources, you can rebuild your emergency fund efficiently. Remember that rebuilding may take time, but consistent efforts will ensure you're prepared for future emergencies. Common mistakes to avoid when building an emergency fund. Building an emergency fund requires discipline and commitment. Avoiding common mistakes can help you stay on track and maximize the effectiveness of your fund. Here are some pitfalls to watch out for. Delaying saving. Procrastination can be detrimental to building an emergency fund. The longer you delay, the longer you're exposed to financial risks without a safety net. Start saving as soon as possible, even if the contributions are small initially. Consistency is key, and every dollar saved counts. Ignoring budgeting. Without a budget, it's challenging to allocate funds to your emergency fund effectively. Ignoring budgeting makes it easier to overspend and neglect saving. Create a budget that aligns with your financial goals and stick to it. Regularly review and adjust your budget as necessary. Dipping into the fund for non-emergencies. Temptation can arise to use your emergency fund for non-emergency purposes. Avoid dipping into the fund for discretionary expenses or impulse purchases. Stay disciplined and remember that your emergency fund is there to protect you from unexpected financial challenges. not reassessing your target amount. As your circumstances change, it's important to reassess your target emergency fund amount. Factors such as income stability, family size, and health conditions can impact your financial needs. Regularly review and adjust your target amount to ensure it remains relevant.